Okay, let's take a look at the LaTrax LTX-40 Corvette Stingray. Really awesome RC car from the late 70s, early 80s. I loved my RC cars back then. I didn't have one of these. I had the LaTrax Alpha RCX, the toy grade car. Love that thing to death. I made a video on that kind of car not too long ago. It was a red one. Mine was blue. But they're all basically the same, just different colors. That was the toy grade version of the cars. This was LaTrax's entry into the hobby grade, which has more performance parts on it. It's got a metal chassis. It's got a lot of cool stuff to make it hobby grade. It's actually a pretty cool RC vehicle for considering how old it is. This was donated to the Toy Tomb by Dan. I'm not going to say his last name because I don't know if he wants it out there. But he donated it to Toy Tomb, so I make a video about the car and show it running and everything. It is not working, which is not a big deal. I was able to rebuild it, and basically what I had to do is the original battery packs were sulfated. They were totally dead. So I found a couple more battery packs, and I rebuilt them. Moved the wires over to the new battery packs. Got them mounted in the car. Granted, I could have changed it over to like lithium ion or something like that. I decided to try to keep the car original by running on NiCads like you originally did. So I got those batteries stuck in. The next thing I had to work on was the steering. Now the servos that came with these, they weren't the best. They were notorious for going out. And this one was no exception. It was pretty much dead. I tried to repair it. I took it apart. Couldn't fix it. It was just totally dead. So I was able to find another servo. It was a little bit different in size. I couldn't find one of the exact same size, but I found one that matched the specifications closely to what the original servo was, operation-wise. So I had to make a little adapter plate in order to mount the servo in there, and it works perfectly fine now. The adapter plate is the ugliest thing you're ever going to see. You're going to die laughing when you see it in this car. I got to make a better little metal adapter plate for this to make it look more clean instead of what I did. But it works. I wanted to get the car running and driving around in order to make this video. Now, this video is going to be in two parts. First part's going to talk about the car and the stuff it came with. The second part of the video, which I'll film later once the quarantine's over, and show the car out running around in a parking lot and stuff. The box did say it could run up to 30 miles an hour, so pretty quick for an older RC car back then. So I'm looking forward to trying that out. So let's take a close look at the car. It is based on a Corvette Stingray. I love the Stingray. They made these cars in red and yellow as well. I really like the blue. I've always liked blue Corvettes. It's got a really nice looking body on it. We have our body clips right here. We got two metal posts in the back. Then we have a plastic one here in the front. Tip over here on its side. It's got some really awesome rims. Check those out. Look like chrome. Pretty cool. They got foam tires on here with white letters. See the big old back tires. That's kind of cool. Looking at the back of the vehicle. That's pretty awesome. It's got the lights colored in. It says brilliant LTX-40. A lot of nice details on this body. Of course, here on the front. Very cool looking. They did a heck of a job on this car. So let's put it off the side here real quick. Let's take a look at the radio it came with. Now the radio, basically a Futaba radio. So we got our steering right here, on-off switch, power meter, antenna. We have the throttle controller here on the side. I took the metal case off the back so we can see inside. Got our battery pack right there. See electronics, here's the crystal. This one's set to 27 point something. 27.045 megahertz. Yeah, right there. Cool. Oh, look, it's got the LaTrax service coupon in there. Pretty cool. It also came with some pretty cool documentation, like we have the parts list right here. We can get extra servos, which you definitely need those. The receivers, we got all kinds of different parts. I love that it came with the original parts breakdown. Check that out. Now, I've digitized all these pages, and you can find them over the Toy Tomb Facebook page. So if you need to get some manuals or whatever for your LaTrax LTX-40 Corvette, go over to the Toy Tune page. You can download the pictures where I scanned all these in. I probably put them up. I should put them up on archive.org as well. Shows the breakdown of the servo. I had that thing totally apart. Could not get it working. Pretty cool. Also came with the instruction manual. Shows the Camaro, which was really awesome. There's the vet. Pretty basic instructions, like any instruction manual. It tells you how to use the car, how to use the transmitter, all that good stuff, how to charge the battery, your warranty. It also includes how to build a track to run this thing on. Check this out. That is so awesome. Kind of like that. That's pretty cool. Of course, it also came with the good old warranty card. The Brinkman Corporation, Dallas, Texas. And it came with a little warning thing, too. Stop! Before using new radio control model, it is important you read the following do's and don'ts. Yep. Yeah, always turn on your transmitter first. Duh. Oh, yeah. So it's kind of cool. It came with all this documentation as well. Pretty happy about that. Of course, it also came with its original charger. You're going to love this charger. It's kind of cool. This is definitely an old school charger. Check this out. You basically just plug it into your cigarette lighter in your car. This is a 15-minute charger. Light comes on. When it goes off, it's all ready to go. Basically, it looks like a big resistor in there. Ain't that a cool charger? Now, the charger I use to charge this little car up is my HighTech X4 AC Plus, so I can charge 4 batteries at once. This is for my model planes and everything. But also will do NiCads, it'll do nickel metal hydride batteries as well, it'll do LiPos. It's a really great charger, especially you can do 4 batteries at once, which I really like. It's actually a really nice charger. Oh, let's take a look at that servo I took out. I got the servo sitting right here. Here is the original steering servo that I removed. It was a BS113 Brilliant IC servo. This is an analog servo. It's got a potentiometer in here. So you got your power wires and you got the feedback from the potentiometer to report the position of the arm. It's a pretty big servo. I was unable to find one the exact same size that was analog, so I had to do a little finagling and some modifications to get it to work, the one I got to work inside the car. But it works perfectly fine. So now let's pop these little body clips off. So we'll just pop these off here. Ooh, hang on a minute. Let's make it a little easier on me here. Let's use this to grab it. My handy dandy little grabbers. Boop. Okay, there's that one. And grab this one. Get off of there. And we'll grab this one. Oh, maybe. Try it again. There we go. Boop. There, awesome. Alright. Now we'll lift the body off. It's a little tight, especially back here on these back posts. I need to enlarge those holes just a little bit. It's always a pain to get these out in the back. I don't want to crack the body. So there we go. So I'll raise it up, take it all the way off. So see the insides. See the guts. The guts of the LaTrax LTX-40 Corvette. Pretty cool. So here we have our speed control. We have our on-off switch right here. Turn it off. Got our charging port there to charge our NiCad batteries that are sitting here on the sides. I got rubber bands holding them in. They used to have zip ties, but I just threw rubber bands on there. Tucked down here is the receiver underneath all this wiring. Here's the steering servo that I had to put in there. And my terrible adapter plate that I made out of I think I made out of the top of a fuse holder is what I made that out of. It's ugly, but it works. Got a DC motor back here. I think it's either a 380 or a 370 motor. Got a metal gear on it, which is cool. I love the suspension on this thing. The suspension is just a pivot with a couple, well, let's flip it over so you can see it. It's just a sponge for the suspension. Got a metal frame, which is really, really nice. A closer look here at the front end. We have our little bend right here to help protect the steering. The steering suspension is also kind of unique. Check this out. It just slides up and down on these shafts right here. So if I tighten this bar down and increase the pressure down those shafts, it makes the suspension harder. It's kind of cool. Yeah, it was definitely a fuse holder that I made the adapter plate out of to put that smaller servo in. I know it looks ugly, but it works. Like I said, I'll try to make a custom adapter plate to actually mount to convert over to a smaller servo, this is a more modern servo, but it is analog, and it does work perfectly fine. The car will steer with no problems whatsoever. So there we go, you can see the suspension work. That is so cool. So, alright. So, next time that you'll see the video, I'll probably have this running out in a parking lot somewhere. So until next time, everyone, thanks for watching.